Hello and welcome to Europe in an Italian Minute. We've had regional elections and local elections here in Italy this week, and it ties in with or flows from the elections that we had in Spain the previous week. And there's probably a tendency to overestimate the importance of these elections, but just as in the Spanish case, there might be a few important things here for Italy's position with respect to a number of important European deadlines and a number of important European policies. Now, as you probably heard, the overall score didn't change very much. We had 7 regional elections in Italy. They're pretty important governments, but they're political barometers, and we didn't have a major change. The governing party, the PD, lost one important region, Liguria, where we find Genoa, but they gained Campania, with Naples. Now, so they held on to 5, they lost 2. The important point here, though, is there's this sense that the Renzi government and the PD may have lost the momentum it had a year ago. Now, this might have a number of consequences. Just like in Spain, the governing party is still the leading party in the country, but there could be worrying signals on the horizon. More importantly, with respect to Europe, losing this momentum may have some kind of impact on the Renzi's government reform agenda. With its major party, governing party of the center-right, its coalition partner, who was in opposition in these elections, having done poorly as well. The government's majority is still safe in parliament, but politically it seems to be weak. The more important thing here is that there seems to be the sense that Renzi's position of going alone and taking on everyone on his own, the unions, factions within his own parties, parts of civil society, may have reached its limit as a political strategy, and he might have to reassess who his allies are going to be, not just formal coalition allies, but what kind of social coalition is he going to form for his research agenda, his reform agenda. The issue here, I think, is that perhaps the Renzi government and Renzi himself senses that there might be a silent majority out there in Italy, that perhaps they didn't come out to vote in these regional elections, perhaps they're not flocking to political rallies, but they're behind his reform agenda. And he will probably continue. We've underestimated Renzi in the past, and the sense is probably that he is going to push ahead. And if this means that we have to have a general election earlier than 2018, so be it. He's carried off some major reforms so far in terms of structural reforms of Italy's constitutional structures, the Jobs Act. There's other reforms on the agenda. It'll be interesting to see whether he seeks out broader alliances, seeks out an electoral mandate, or whether he just forges ahead. The other issue that comes out of this election is what happened to the anti-Europe vote. Here we have some interesting developments that confirm the rise of the Lega Nord, especially in northern Italy. Now, it's never going to be a national governing force on its own because its attraction south of Rome or even south of central Italy is always going to be very limited. But it has emerged as the dominant party, or the party that has the wind in its sail on the center-right. Now, this will mean some kind of repositioning on the center-right, but it also means that we might have a situation where the center-right might never be able to coalesce into a governing option, and we have the center-left that will be able to make sure that it has enough votes to carry its reform agenda. So local elections, regional elections, important for those particular areas of the country, but they do have some consequences for Italy and certainly will have some consequences for Europe, especially as over the next few weeks, if we do run into a question of Greece exiting the euro, the question of Italy's reform agenda will come once again onto the agenda. And these political results from these elections may have some kind of impact on that. Grazie.